Netflix, you don't need cable. Hop on YouTube, welcome to the hood table, where we chop up local and globally, events vocally. You don't really wanna miss out on these conversations. Just joke a little, laugh a little, get that wine in your system for your glass a little. Expose current events, talk trash a little. You never know, these opinions might flash a little. Get addicted to the content, got them binge watching. You don't like it, then you want it, friends watching in the house and your job parking lot. But we talking, I don't wanna miss a second of this HD content. Everybody think they got something to say, so it's an open invitation, bring it to the table. But if you come whack, just know we ain't buying in. We gon' probably turn you back until you start try again. Yeah, welcome to the hood table. You don't need Netflix, you don't need cable. Yeah, welcome to the hood table. You don't need Netflix, you don't need cable.
Hey everybody.
Hey.
Hey, welcome to the hood table one more again, everybody. Hello to my co-host. Hello to everybody that's tuning in. Make sure you guys click the like button, click the share button if you will, and also subscribe to the channel if you're not already subscribed. We have a special,
What they gotta do?
Ring the bell after you hit the subscription button.
Ring my bell.
Ling-a-ling-a-ling-a-ling. Hey. About to have me do the ring
that in a minute.
Hey, Tim Lefford. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for joining us. We have a special guest with us here tonight by the name of Douglas. And I'm going to have him introduce himself and let y'all know who he is. Go ahead.
Hey, my name is Douglas E. Hopson. I'm the owner of Divine Purpose Music Group and the VP of Cool Fever Inspirational.
Awesome. I had actually met Douglas Edward. I have met Doug.
And she done already did it.
I'm so used to calling him. Hey, forgive me. But I had met him through actually a friend of mine who actually is belongs to a singing group called The Chosen Few. And so I met their manager, which is Doug, and we've been conversing back and forth, and we thought it would be a great idea to bring him on the show so that he could talk to you guys a little bit about the management side of the music business. There's a lot of things that go on, and for upcoming whether you're a rapper, a gospel artist, an R&B artist, there's a lot of things that people don't let you know before you actually sign those papers. So that's what we're going to be talking about tonight. Excuse me. And he also has a artist bootcamp program that he'll also be speaking to you guys about. So first, Douglas, I'm
Edward. It's fine.
I'm just used to calling you that.
Yeah.
Okay. First of all, I want you to tell a little bit about your background in the music or business as far as management. Like, what led you to that career or that choice?
Well, to be very honest, and I hate to talk about it, I used to date Miss Deb, who was Waka Flocka's mom. I dated Miss Deb for about a year, and I got into the industry by accident. Actually, I was doing security for Waka Flocka, and I seen the business side of it and said, "Why make other people rich when I can do this myself?"
Okay.
So what I did, I sat back and took notes for a long time before I started Divine Purpose Music Group. Mm-hmm. And Divine Purpose Music Group was formed on my deathbed. Back 4 years ago, I had stage 4 leukemia.
Oh.
And God spoke to me, and you all that know I'm a preacher as well.
Mm-hmm.
God spoke to me and said, I have a divine purpose for you to divinely intervene into people's lives. In that moment, Divine Purpose Music Group was formed.
Wow, that is awesome. That is an amazing story. And thank God, thank God you are healthy now.
How are you now?
I know that must have been extremely difficult to go through, but I'm sure with you, having a religious background and have faith in God, you have put your faith in God for him to pull you through that. And gotta listen to him when he gives you a sign, or
Yeah, definitely.
Assignment, you better listen.
Yeah.
Amen to that.
I have learned. Trust me.
Amen to that.
Amen.
How
And
you
Courtney
doing now?
was
How are
in the
you
chat.
doing now?
I'm sorry.
I said, how are you doing now?
I'm well. I'm well. I am, Lord Jesus, almost 10 years cancer free now.
Oh, praise God.
So I'm doing well. Doing well. Uncle Arthur has tried to kick in. Matter of fact, in December, in December, I had a full blown stroke. And I posted some pictures and some videos on my Facebook page. I literally had to learn how to walk again in December. I was on the walker.
I seen one of your videos when you was practicing the walk.
Yes, ma'am. So I literally had to learn to walk again in December. But I was determined, and I told my wife, I said, I'm walking out of here by my birthday. The doctors told me I was going to have rehab for at least 2 months, inpatient rehab. And I told them, I said, y'all don't understand the God that I serve. I said, I'm walking out of here. Walking out. Y'all rolled me in, but I'm going to walk out.
I know that's right.
and I walked. The videos are on my Facebook page. I pushed myself with the help of God. I pushed myself to walk out of there in 3 weeks.
That is amazing. That is amazing. And again, thank God for that you are still here with us.
Amen.
And you're doing wonderful things. You've been working with one of my favorite gospel groups, which is the Chosen Few. And the lead singer, Courtney, just popped into the chat. Hey, Courtney.
Yes.
So, as far as that, so that's a little bit about your background and how Waka. I love me. Okay, let's get let's get back on track. But one thing I wanted you to talk about with us, and I'll ask you some questions, and Kama Diva, if she has some questions, we'll just kind of go back and forth. But one thing I want you to just, you don't have to go into all the details, but what is it that somebody needs to look for in a good manager?
The first thing is loyalty. I would say that loyalty is number one in the music business. A lot of people want their family members to manage them. A lot of people want their girlfriends or their boyfriends to manage them. But the first thing I believe I would look for is 1, loyalty. 2 is honesty. And the third thing I would look for is someone that is already established monetarily. I know with me, I do charge a retainer to most people because one thing is a retainer weeds out the people who don't really mean business.
Right.
And I tell a lot of folks, and I'm not stuck up. I'm very down to earth, but my time is money. And people are always. I get inboxes 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning wanting to talk about, hey, we ready to be signed, this, that, the third. My thing is make an appointment with me, pay my fee for my consultation, and I'll sit and talk with you.
Be like Red in that TV show we were talking about earlier. My hours are
right. My hours are from 9 to 5. But the funny thing is, artists, and I say artists, some of them, because they don't have an understanding of the business side of music. Like I just had someone come on my Facebook Live and offer their services to me.
I saw that. I'm like,
and what I did, I openly said to them, I said, I would never do business with you because you're disrespectful. You come on my live offering your services to me when, first of all, it's Saturday. I don't really do business on Saturday. That's my family day. Secondly, you openly invited yourself to me for your services. I said, I would never work with you. I said, true business people understand there's a time and place for everything. Right. And I had to tell my group that today. I told Courtney today, I said, as of today, Saturdays, I don't do no business. I'm not emailing nobody, no music. I'm not doing anything because me having to take time away from my family means money to me. If I'm not making money, I'm not coming away from my family. And the Bible says that family is your first ministry. So I can't do business and I'm not making money and take time away from my family.
Right. And I understand that. And I saw that post. I was looking. I even went to the lady, the female, whoever she is, to her Facebook page. I was like, who is this? She's not even. Okay. I'm like, but I'm like that too. Like I have business too. And when I post advertisements, somebody jump on and try to advertise for something totally different. Right. Post, that's totally disrespectful. Right. So I get it.
Right.
But I'm glad you mentioned about the family thing, because that was one of my questions. Like, some people, when they think of management, especially if they're new in the business and don't know much, they tend to sometimes go to a family member that they think they truly can trust, and they probably truly can trust. But then you see sometimes that can be a very, crazy relationship. So do you recommend, like, people, even if it's your mother, your father, your wife, your husband, like, give us like the pros and cons of having like, somebody close to you versus having somebody totally disconnected?
Well, first of all, your family may not know the business.
Mm-hmm.
So they don't know what they're doing. They don't know what to look for contractually, which may screw you in the end. The other con to that is I don't want everybody in my business. I don't want everybody to know how much money I'm making, where I'm going, what I'm doing. Thirdly, there's that personal relationship that could kind of deter the business side of the relationship. So I wouldn't recommend that at all. Many people know my wife is actually the owner of Dvine Purpose. I made her the owner of Dvine Purpose Music Group, and I did that for a reason. One, she's a Black female, so when we go to the Black Chamber of Commerce, when we go to certain business events, they're going to give her more money than they give me.
Okay.
Secondly, I did that because the Bible says you leave a legacy, you leave something for your family. So if I happen to die before my wife dies, my family has something that they can inherit.
Exactly.
So the pros, I don't really honestly see any pros to having a family member manage you, because again, it's a business and many people don't understand the business. So if my wife, if I was an artist and my wife was my manager, she don't understand contracts. She may sign me into a deal that say I get nothing and that label or that management company gets everything. And then I look back at her and say, why did you sign this? Well, babe, I just thought because I saw the dollar sign, I thought it was good. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. You have to break it down, see what's what, and we'll talk about that later because I got some things I want to share with the people that's watching that, you have to be very, very, very careful. Have to be very careful.
Right. I agree. I absolutely agree. You got any questions, Karma Diva?
No, I'm listening and soaking it up. So.
Okay.
No, you can't be like that. You have to ask questions.
Yes.
Oh, you ain't met me yet, yo. Trust me. When I got questions, I'm gonna ask.
Now,
I'm not shy.
What another question I have for you was, I know of a group that you manage. Is this like your first group? Or have you have a line of people you managed before?
No, this is not my first group at all.
Okay.
I started in the secular world. I managed a young man out of Beloit, Wisconsin. His name was Rich Porter.
Okay.
Rich Porter, we did really well with Rich Porter. He got into a personal dispute. I won't go public with it.
Okay.
And wound up going to prison. So I lost almost $250,000 behind one artist.
No.
I formerly managed another artist, DZ Spitter, out of Lake Charles, Louisiana. I managed a whole group of them, but I can't call everybody by name because I miss people.
Yeah.
And I formerly managed a young lady here in Nashville by the name of Amari Sensei. Gospel wise, I didn't do management. I did bookings for Dwayne Woods. So going into the quartet world, this is my actually first quartet group.
Okay.
So no, this is not my first rodeo. But in the quartet world, it is my first rodeo, and we have done extremely well with Courtney and the Chosen Few of Omaha. Right now, my group is number 41 on the BDS chart. We just released our national release was yesterday of our single "Get Right." The national release for the album "Triumphant" is coming up real soon. I will not give you any insight on that right now.
Come on, exclusive. Come on.
But on
he gonna let me know eventually. You gonna call me.
So on July 25th, we actually are starting the kickoff concert of the I Am Triumphant tour. with Courtney and the Chosen Few of
I
Omaha.
can't wait. I can't wait.
So, you know, it's a lot of stuff going on. But I did have some dealings with Lil Boosie. I was part of his team for a little while.
Okay.
I've done some work for some other secular artists that I am not. I can't say I'm not proud of because it taught me the business. But they are of the alternative community. If you follow what I'm saying, I work with Big Frida. I've worked with Cicinodi, and a couple other mainstream artists.
Oh wow! So you done work with some major people. Yeah, some major people. So hey, that's what's up. I mean, I love Boosie. I love Big Frida. We was talking about Waka Flocka.
I was gonna say she finna bring.
He married right now, right? Yeah, he
yes.
Okay.
Yes. Yes.
I love the Waka Flocka. But so that's wonderful. Somebody had a question for you in the chat, Doug. They said, "How can you get into the music business?"
Oh gosh, into the music business. That is a trifold question. First of all, you have to make sure that you have quality music. Your sound needs to be unique. A lot of people try to get in, try to sound like Megan Thee Stallion, try to sound like Waka Flocka, try to sound like Jay-Z, try to sound like Beyonce. You have to have a very unique sound. Having a unique sound will first of all give you leverage with a record label and management company. Secondly, it gives you leverage for digital sales. It gives you leverage for an audience. Everybody doesn't want to hear another Jay-Z. They're tired of Jay-Z. Everybody doesn't want to hear another Beyonce or another Megan Thee Stallion.
Right.
They want to hear something unique and different that's going to grab their attention right off the bat. You don't ever want to get into something. First of all, let me backtrack all the way up.
Okay.
In order to get into the record business, you have to know three things. What is the ISRC code? How do you properly copyright your stuff with the Library of Congress? Then, how do you obtain great representation? Those are the three things I would say first and foremost before you think about getting into the business and learn the business side of the business before you get into the industry.
Now that IRC code you were talking about, that's the point system, isn't it?
No, ma'am. The point system is BDS. The ISRC code is a digital footprint that your producer imprints into your music. So when it does play and when they properly copyright it and register it with Nielsen and BDS and ASCAP and BMI, whomever the artist is with, that's how you get the points on the BDS tracker to go up on the charts. So the ISRC code is very, very, very important. And I myself, and again, I'm not trying to be stuck up. I'm not being bougie. You can't call yourself an artist to me if you don't, first of all, know what the ISRC code is and you're not registered with ASCAP or BMI. Okay.
All right. It makes sense to me. It definitely makes sense to me. Another thing that I wanted to ask you about, and then I'm just gonna let you roll with it. But as far as okay. Well, first of all, I want to get back onto the guy who just asked you that one question. Like back in the day, I just want to follow up on that. One thing that I miss in music is that everybody was so different. All the rappers were different. It was such a variety. So when you used to do like secular management and working for, in that area, was it like certain things that led you to now do mostly gospel music? Is it because of your like religious beliefs, or does that affect anything as far as working with someone in the secular world? Or you just was like, I'm done with that,
No, honestly, no, because right now I on my booking roster, I do have a secular artist. Well, I have two secular artists on my booking roster.
Okay.
My religious background doesn't have anything to do with it. I look at every opportunity as ministry for me. Because that secular artist may not know God. And I may say something to make their day. But I got out of the rap business. It's too much of a liability.
Yeah.
For me as a management company and me as a VP of a label, it's too much of a liability. The degrading of our African American queens is one major reason why I got out of the secular world. I don't believe a woman has to be called a B every other time in a song to get likes. I don't do that because I don't talk to my wife like that. And I don't talk to my daughter like that. My daughter, excuse me. But it's too much of a liability. After I lost $250,000 in that industry because somebody went to prison because they wasn't thinking, I kind of backed me up a lot.
And that happens a lot in the rap world because they too busy still trying to be in the streets.
Right, exactly.
Making that paper.
Exactly. Now, I will say this. Jay-Z and Rick Ross, I look at their lifestyle and I look at their mindset. They're businessmen.
Right.
Jay-Z owns Rock Nation. Rock Nation owns everything almost in the entertainment industry.
You're right.
From Ticketmaster, from theaters to coliseums, they own everything.
They in sports and everything.
they own sports teams and everything else. So their business mindset, I watch that and say, I want to do this with mine. I don't want the same thing that they have. I want it in my own unique way.
Right.
Rick Ross, he owns Checkers, he owns Wingstop, he owns a couple more mainline chains of restaurants.
Yeah.
And he's letting his money work for him.
Right. Make money, sleep.
Right. He's not out trying to flip dope to make his money. He is actually making his money work for him. And that's any artist that comes into the industry. And well, I'll get into that in a few. Go ahead.
Oh, okay. Well, I was going to get right into, like, I don't know if you want to go into the boot camp part or.
Okay. I do have a artist boot camp that starts in about 3 weeks.
Okay.
And basically, I will talk about different things as far as management, as far as copyrights, licensing, contracts. I will talk about a majority of different things that artists need to know before getting into the industry. One thing that I will say, there's a huge difference in being signed to an independent record label than it is a mainstream record label.
Okay.
And I'll just I'm gonna give you some quick points of being signed to a major and signed to an independent.
Okay.
The pros to being signed to an independent label, you have 100% control of your creativity. Being signed to a major record label, you don't have that. You have zero. You have zero control over your creativity. Number two, you have 100% rights to your retention. A lot of people don't know that. With a major record label, you have maybe 5% rights to your retention.
Wow.
With an independent record label, you have 100% rights to your retention. Also, you can build your own team. If you doing it yourself, you can build your own team. Okay. The cons to the do-it-yourself artist who wants to be independent, not signed to anybody. You have limited resources as far as marketing, advertising, things of that nature, and you have a limited network. So this is do-it-yourself. This is people who don't want to be signed to an independent label, don't want to be signed to a major record label. These are the pros and cons of being do-it-yourself, DIY. Okay.
Now, do it yourself people
do it yourself.
Have to do it? Do they eventually have to give it over to somebody else?
Doing it yourself, no. And I need to retract my statement. These are do-it-yourself pros and cons.
Okay.
Doing it yourself, you don't have to give anything to anybody, but you better be balling if you want to do it yourself. You better have the type of network that you need to do it yourself. Okay. Independent record label, your pros and cons. Your pros for the independent record label, you have a team that believes in your music.
Right.
I managed Courtney and the Chosen Few Omaha. I believe in their music. I believe the message that they have can reach the nations.
Yeah.
And they have to have that, and they have that same belief. And so does Mr. Ledford, who is actually watching with us. Mr. Lefford is actually the owner of Cool Fever Records.
Okay.
That is the record label that I'm the VP of. He believes in their music. You know, so anybody that we take aboard, I first as management have to believe in their music. If I don't believe in their music and they don't believe in their music, why would I, as a VP of a label, I'm the head A&R of Cool Fever Inspirational, why would I waste my time trying to get you to sign with me for management if I don't believe in your music?
Yeah, it has to be some kind of level of enthusiasm.
It has to be.
Yeah,
it has to be.
And believe.
Right. So again, the second one is you have a personal relationship with your team. Courtney and any guys in that group can call me. They can call Mr. Ledford at any given time. So we have a personal relationship with them. It's not like I don't know everybody's name that's in the group. I know everybody's name. I know their wife. I know their kids. I know everything.
It's like a family.
So it's a family thing. But they also know, besides family, when it's time for business, it's business. Don't call me Douglas. Don't call me Ed. I'm your manager, and this is what needs to be done.
Right. I get
it. So another great pro to having an independent label behind you is you have pro artist contracts. Pro artist contracts are in the favor of the artist and not the label. Okay, so those are the cons. And now the cons, and I have to.
Okay.
Okay. Another con is size. We are a very small label, and we choose to keep it that way because again, we want that personal relationship with our artists. Now, on the management side, I keep it small. On my booking side, because I have the management side of Divine Purpose Music Group, and I also have a booking side. So I'm also a booking agent. But my booking roster is huge. But I don't have to have a personal relationship with them.
Right.
People just call me to get them booked for a show.
Yeah, totally separate from the management.
Totally separate from the management. Now, let's talk about the pros and cons for major record label signings. Pros is funding. Major record labels don't have a problem with funding at all. But this is the catch-22. A major record label will give you a $300,000 or $1 million sign-on bonus. But guess what? Before you make any money as the artist, they have to recoup their signing bonus plus 70% on top of that signing bonus.
Wow. Okay. You know I was going to ask you about that, so I'm glad you jumped into that. Go ahead.
Yeah. So watch this. So big record labels have major turnover rates. They have a high turnover rate. And they don't have artist friendly deals. Now I'm gonna give you a statistic that's probably gonna make you go, oh my gosh. Major record labels. Major record labels. Hold on. Let me get my statistics together.
Okay.
Major record labels, artists only get between 5 to 15% of revenue their whole entire contract.
Are you serious?
So a record label can make $20 million off of one artist, but that artist only gets between 5 to 15% of that money.
Now, so because the signing bonus is so high.
Exactly. Listen. That artist has to pay back the signing bonus, the money that the label spends on advertisement, the money that they spend on producing, marketing, advertising, tour support. If that artist goes on tour, now watch this. You guys know I drive Celebrity Tour Bus. Chris Brown, was it Chris Brown that just had Chris Brown. He just had a major tour last year. He had 21 entertainer coaches, 16 tractor trailers.
Whoa.
Watch this. Before he made a dime, he had to pay the record label back for tour support, for advertisement, the cost of the venues, the cost of the labor, and everything else. So he really did not make any money off of touring nationally for almost a half a year. So there are artists right now who are getting 5% of $5 million, and they're basically touring for free.
So you really not getting a bonus when you sign on.
No,
They tell
ma'am.
you that to entice you,
And
but
that's
you're paying it back, and then you're still paying back on top of that.
Exactly.
And
Now
that's why
watch
they
this.
tell them to be smart with that signing bonus and don't blow it on a
Exactly.
Maserati or a mansion
Exactly.
before you start
Exactly.
making money.
Exactly. Now listen,
Wow.
if you watch, and I just got finished, and my wife gets on me all the time. There are certain movies I watch over and over and over and over again.
Mhm.
One of them is Dolomite, the new movie on Netflix, Dolomite.
Yeah.
I
Good
watch
movie.
that. But any artist that I tend to deal with, I tell them to watch Cadillac Records, watch
Mm-hmm.
The Temptations, and watch The Five Heartbeats.
Those some good
Cadillac,
movies.
Cadillac Records, the owner of Chess, which was the record label that Muddy Waters was signed to,
Yeah.
Muddy Waters never got a dime of his royalties because Muddy Waters was always getting Cadillacs, houses,
Everything.
getting his child support paid for. Watch this. When Wolf came to Chess,
Mhm.
the first thing Wolf told the owner of Chess, I don't borrow against the stove. He said, just pay me what you owe me.
Yeah,
Wolf,
I remember
Right.
that.
Wolf was very smart because Wolf understood the game. Wolf
Right.
understood that if I got this $100 advancement, I'm going to have to pay you $600 back.
Mhm.
So artists, they see the dollar sign, but don't understand it may be 4 or 5 years before you make a dime when you sign with a major record label.
And that's why they be renting clothes and renting jewelry and renting cars. And you be amazed that these people be bringing in all this money for venues and they live in an apartment or still with their mama
Right.
for years.
Yep.
And a lot of people
That's
don't
exactly
know
what
that.
happens.
They don't know the
That's
game.
That's exactly what happens.
And that's the
They get it.
purpose of the boot camp because they don't know the game.
Exactly.
And they go in blind and make mistakes and
Exactly.
get broke.
Exactly. You know, and one thing I will say, with a independent label or even with a major record label, it is always important to have management before you are pursue or you pursue a record label.
Yeah.
Outside management fights with that record label to get what you want.
Mhm.
If you ask Courtney and the Chosen Few and Mr. Ledford, they'll tell you, I fight for Courtney. When Courtney says, Douglas, we need such and such, my job is to go to the record label and watch this. Because the record is doing well, I have leverage to go to the record label and say, hey, we need such and such.
Mm-hmm.
But if your record is not doing well and you have not given us anything to go on, why would I, and that's the purpose of a manager. A manager goes in as your representation. You give him your demands, and your manager goes to that record label and places your demands in front of them and say, hey, either we get this, and this. This is not what we're not willing to negotiate on this. We're not willing to go. We'll negotiate on this part, but we're not willing to negotiate on certain parts because that's what a manager job is. The manager actually works for the artist. He don't work. The artists don't work for them. My artists, if they don't work, they don't get shows. I don't eat.
Right.
And then the record label looks at me. They haven't had a show in 15 days. What's the problem? So now I have to get off my butt and go explain to Mr. Ledford why he not making no money. You follow what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So my job is to bring talent that I believe can go somewhere. It's not all about the money to us. And that's one thing I love about Mr. Ledford. It's not about the money. It's about getting the artists the exposure that they need to make it to the next level. Major record labels, they're going to put you on tour right away because they want to hurry up and recoup their money.
Right. That money that they just basically loaned you.
Basically, no. They were a loan shark. They wasn't loaning you no money. Them loan sharks. Them loan sharks. So those are things that people don't understand. And people don't realize because they see the dollar sign.
Right.
Oh my God, I can go get me a Bentley. I can go. You better invest your money and live off your interests. Listen, if they give you a $3 million advance, take $1 million of that, put it in an earnest account, let it draw interest. The interest on $1 million is 300. I think it's $30,000 a month. You can live off of $30,000 a month.
I can't. I
Let
sure
that
can.
exactly.
I sure
Let
do it
that
on
money,
our list.
right? Let that money work for you.
Right.
You know, so a lot of artists don't understand that.
Wow, it's way more complicated than it seems when you really don't know. And I think where a lot of people mess up is, like you said, they go in without a manager, then they listen to everything this company is telling them. They don't have a lawyer, they don't have a manager, and they just, I think a lot of people just see the money and the stars, and they don't really know. They have no idea.
I've been in situations where artists have come to me in messed up states, and they didn't read prior contracts or anything, and they have given people the authority to keep music that they bled, sweat, and tears for. So it's very important. I wouldn't sign anything without having an entertainment lawyer look at my contract. And that's part of what we do as a manager. We have those type of things. We have the entertainment lawyer. I have a personal entertainment lawyer. Her name is Dana. She actually handled the Michael Jackson estate when he passed away. So I deal with Dana. She's Teddy Riley's lawyer.
Well, look at your track record. I said, look at your track record. I would definitely have no issues with signing with you if I was in.
I mean,
you look like the right one to hitch my wagon to.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you listen, and not being boastful. You look at the type of people that shouted out Courtney for their release. I had a Baltimore Raven, somebody from the Miami Heat. These are things that managers do when they believe in their people.
Yep, I saw some of those shout outs too.
you know, I had one of the craziest actors there was, Fred Stoller, who played on Seinfeld.
Yeah, I was talking about that. Yeah,
shout out my guys, and that gives them exposure. That gives them the right. The people like, well, how did that happen? Who made that happen? That's what you get when you have a label and a management company that stand behind you,
right?
That believe in you. I don't mind doing things for Courtney and them because I believe in what they're doing. And again, you give me something as leverage to go to the record label with and say, hey, we're and I can almost bet my bottom dollar this time next week we'll be #1 on BDS chart.
I believe it. You guys are just rocking. Y'all just going up the charts. Every time I turn around, y'all are just moving. And the album, I play it all the time. And you already know my favorite song. But I play it all the time. I definitely recommend. I know you're talking about the management side, but I just have to put a shout out to the Chosen Few. They are from my hometown, Omaha, Nebraska, and it's a gospel quartet.
I gotta get up on them. I am behind, and
well, listen. This is what I want you to do. I need you to go to Amazon. I need you to go. You got an iPhone?
No, I don't.
Okay, I got an Android. You're an Android baby. Listen, go to your Amazon Music store or go to your Play Store and download Get Right by the Chosen Few of Omaha.
Okay.
Yeah, do that. Do that. I promise you.
I'll do that when we get off of here. Yeah.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Yep, I got it in my truck right now. It's in the display. It's been in there since I bought it. I haven't even rotated out the CD yet. And it's like I don't know. It's like I didn't heard a lot of gospel music. I was raised in a gospel home, so that's all we listened to. No secular music allowed in our house. So I didn't heard a lot of gospel bands, quartets, and it's just something about their sound. Like, you know how it is with some gospel music. It's just like, they singing the gospel music because that's what they doing to make money. That's their career. And then you have those who are singing they singing the gospel music, and you can feel like the spirit, that song that I had played on the live that day, it brought me to tears, and I just kept playing it over and over and over. They are amazing. They are amazing.
Thank you.
And I totally believe in them, and I know they are going to hit they're going to kick that chart's butt.
Yeah, we actually get right. We had over 150 pre-downloaded before it actually released. We had over 150. Triumphant has not even hit the stores yet, and I think we've sold over 100 of them already. So
that's more than some artists make on their whole career.
Right.
We're on the terrestrial stations, the actual AM, FM stations. We have about 26 or 27 internet radio stations playing us right now.
That's awesome.
And God is good. God is good. And that's my job as a manager. And we have an awesome team. I could not do it, and I have to give a shout out. I could not do it without Herb O'Neill, who is our distributor, Pure Harvest Entertainment, and Herb O'Neill is actually our producer. He actually produced Tone, the Five Live Ones of Alabama, some major people he's produced. I could not do it without him and Miss Hannah Crabtree of Bird EMG. I could not do what I do without them. And then we also just brought on Miss Benita Bellamy. So I cannot do what I do without them.
Teamwork makes the dream work.
I have to give them a shout out.
And he's in the chat too, Herb O'Neill. He said you were the song.
I'm looking forward to listening to it. It sounds like a wonderful project.
I'm telling you, I ain't gonna lie, because I love my gospel music. And
well, you know my background, Tanya. You know, I told you my grandma had us in church every time the lights was on. We was there.
Said in the chat, singer Courtney said in the chat that he loves the label and the management that you guys have.
Yeah.
Amen. Courtney.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, this is a funny story. Courtney was with another management company unofficially when Courtney and I met. Actually, I was supposed to be doing security for Courtney when he came to Chicago. And we talked briefly for a few minutes. And what I did, because I understood that they had representation, I backed up. And that's a part of having a respect level for someone in the industry. What you do is, if someone has representation, I don't even talk to them anymore. Let me talk to your manager. Let me talk to your management company, because it's almost in the preaching arena. We call it pastoral. It's actually a law that is called pastoral interference.
Oh yeah, I think I heard of that.
So like, for instance, if a woman, a man and wife are married, and I know her husband's cheating on her, I as a leader can't go to her and say, divorce your husband because your husband is cheating. Now, if it's found to be not true, I can get sued for that. It's called pastoral interference. Same thing in the music industry. If someone has representation, I cut the conversation very short. Let me have your manager's number, because I want the same respect when somebody goes to Courtney, when somebody is trying to book one of our secular artists. I have management. Matter of fact, Courtney and them, I send Courtney and them my business cards on purpose. If someone approaches them, because listen, what promoter, and I call people who book people, they either call them bookers or promoters. What they will do, they will try to entangle that artist and giving them a price. And then when the artist says, well, wait, I have representation, what that booker or promoter would do, he or she would use that against the manager. Well, your artist told me that they would do it for this price. No, ma'am. No, sir. This price is what their price is.
You can't afford them, tracks and stuff like that, kind of.
Right. So if you can't afford, and we'll work with anybody. Don't get it twisted. We'll work with anybody who has an affordable budget. But at the same time, if you can't afford what my group costs, what I'm going to do, I'm going to pray for God to bless your pocketbook and bless your wallet. So when you can afford to bring them, you can bring them. And people have to understand, listen, my group lives in Omaha, Nebraska. So if anybody wants them from the East Coast, they like to drive. It's money.
It's money.
It's
and
money.
The gas is cheap now, but it's still money.
But still, listen, I had somebody, I'm not gonna name names, that wanted me to bring them to New York. They told me they would give me $500. I told them politely.
For all of y'all, they ought to be
listen.
Wait a minute, repeat that number again.
$500.
Yeah.
I told them politely, I said, when you can afford to bring all 10 of us, because my wife travels as well, when you can afford to bring all 10 of us, you can call me back.
Then you holler at me.
Then you can holler at me. Right, but see, this is what people do. They use the fact that they know Courtney. Well, I had one person tell me, well, your price is too high. I'm going to call Courtney. And they called Courtney, and Courtney told them, you need to talk to Ed.
Oh, my God.
Talk to Ed. Don't talk to me. But see, that goes into a contract to where when Courtney, when any artist signs with a management company, that artist gives the management company power of attorney to act on their behalf.
Yeah. Okay.
That act on their behalf to negotiate contracts for them and actually sign their contracts with promoters. Okay. So it's a whole level of stuff that artists don't even understand. And I have an NDA, which is a non-disclosure agreement. I have a power of attorney agreement, and before I sit with anybody, like I have a group right now that I'm getting ready to sign. Nobody knows because I have an NDA with each member of that group. So it doesn't protect just me; it protects them as well.
Right.
Because at the end of the day, just like, okay, let's use Megan Thee Stallion for an example. Megan Thee Stallion right now is trying to sue her record label.
Yeah.
But guess what? The record label pulled Article 15 from her contract, and it states if there is any legal disagreement, we first must go through mediation before you go to the media, before you go to any lawyer. We have to go through mediation. And that protects the labels. Listen, that protects the label's interest in privacy of their label.
Right.
So she can't, like, if they're going to mediation, she can't even bring a lawyer in with her to represent her best interest.
No, because the label has to present the mediation.
Okay. Wow, yes. I didn't know that.
The label presents mediation. So what happens if they can't come to an agreement in mediation? Then she has the right to go outside and seek legal counsel.
Wow.
And that's why a lot of artists don't tell you the things that happen to them till years down the line.
Years later, because either one, their NDA had an expiration date. So non-disclosure agreements, honestly, should never have an ending date, but some do.
Okay.
That's just like labels. We own the rights to the music a year after that artist leaves our label. And that's legal because we may not have recouped all of the money we invested.
Okay.
So after that year is up, we release the rights back to that artist.
Okay.
Because that year gives us time to recoup the money that we have spent.
Okay.
So
fair across the board thing. That seems like a fair.
Right. Exactly. Exactly. And that's why it's so important for artists to really consider signing with an independent label, because I know some major record labels right now that own the artist's rights for life.
And I hear about that stuff from time to time, and that's crazy because I had even heard of where people not only own the rights to their, like, the stuff they have now, but future music.
That's like Puff, how Puff did Total. He's like, they can't even come out with anything else. He
Yep.
owns,
And that's why they never. That's why they never even did anything again. That happened to a lot of groups back in the day.
yeah.
So I think these boot camps, just like the one that you offer, I think those are really important. You know,
They're
to people.
necessary.
Everything you mentioned to me in this interview would make me to believe that a boot camp could be essential to any up and coming artist.
And I'm only charging $50, and it's a 6-week course.
That's not bad
I'm only charging $50 now. Honestly, I got told off by a couple of my teammates. Was like, you only charging $50? Yeah, I'm only charging.
Is that $50 per group or $50 per person in a group?
It's per individual. Per individual.
Okay.
$50 an individual.
Okay.
You get a 6-week course. I have Herb O'Neill from Pure Harvest Entertainment 1 week. I have Hannah Crabtree 1 week. I have they call her Miss Quartet for Life. She's a promoter on Facebook. I have her. I have my brother, who is Cameron Wallace. They call him the Guru. I have him as the graphic designer person coming in. I have someone talking about professional photos. All the things that you need to know. I have Chris King. He owns a radio station. I have him coming in talking about proper radio advertisement and stuff like that. So each week you're going to get a different person that has a buku worth of knowledge, and I'm only charging $50 for the whole 6 weeks. After the 6 weeks are up, and you attend all 6 weeks. At the end, I do a Q&A. I do basically it's a quiz. If you pass that quiz, then I give you a certificate of completion.
Oh wow!
If you completed the course, so you're going to leave with knowing everything you need to know about how to be successful in the industry.
Okay.
Is this consecutive? I'm sorry. Is this 6 weeks consecutive? Is it every day?
No, it's every week. It's going to be. I believe I'm going to do it on Wednesdays. It's going to be every Wednesday for 6 weeks.
Okay.
Every Wednesday for 6 weeks.
Oh, go ahead.
And they would find their own lodging and transportation.
No. This is going to be done via Zoom.
Yeah,
this is going to be done via Zoom. It's going to be a virtual one. After the virtual one, I will probably do an actual live package where they can come to Nashville or come to Atlanta, somewhere like that, and do a whole package thing.
Okay.
But I wanted to do it virtual first because I want to be able to gain their respect. One person that I know that's coming, her name is Margie Heath. Margie Heath, she's an artist. She's a gospel artist, and she's hungry. And when I told her what I was charging, she paid me the same day before I got anything done. She paid me the same day. She was like, I don't care if you was charging $500 because I have a relationship with her outside of this, because I helped her through. Listen, I helped her through some things that she was entangled in. Okay, so I helped her through that, and when she found out I was telling the truth, she was like, "Look, I don't care what you're charging. If it's $500, if it was $1,000, I was going to pay it because I had a relationship. I got a relationship with her husband too. So she said, "Wow, me and my husband said the same thing,
right?
And I didn't know it was true until you came. And this is what I did. I didn't charge her nothing. I looked over some of her legal documents that she signed that was bogus." And this is the thing. If you own a company that grosses more than $10,000, you have to have a business license.
Right.
I have a business license. We are an LLC, and I send copies of this stuff to artists that I want to deal with, so they know that they're dealing with somebody legit.
And I
send them a copy of my business license. I send them a copy of our LLC. I send them a copy of my EIN number. Why? I want them to do their research on the company to know that my company is in good standings with the state.
Yeah.
Because watch this. Legally, if you don't have a business license, It is against the law for you to sign a contract.
Right. That's
So whoever's watching, whoever's going to watch this live feed after we are off, you need to make sure if you are with a management company, you are with an independent record label, you need to have a copy of their licensing so you can do your own research to make sure that this person who is signing this contract is in good standings with the state in which they abide.
Good
Because guess
information.
what?
I know that. That's very
Because
good
guess what?
information to know.
If it goes to court and the court does not see a license, your contract is null and void.
Oh wow.
Your contract is null and void. So all these people that are signing contracts without a business license, woe be unto them. Woe be unto them. And there's a lot of people that say they are management companies, that say they are record labels, and ain't got ne'er been a license, ain't got ne'er been a LLC. You have just put yourself in a predicament to get sued.
Wow.
Because you're impersonating a business. That's just like I'm licensed to carry a gun. I worked with the Kalamazoo Parish Sheriff Department in Lake Charles, Louisiana for a long time. If I'm dressed in a security uniform, I don't have the proper credentials, I can go to jail for impersonating an officer. The same thing with a company. You can go to jail and be sued for impersonating a business once you sign your John Hancock on that dotted line.
So we got janky promoters, we got janky managers, we got y'all better be listening. All y'all up and coming artists, because I know there's quite a few here in Omaha. I mean, we got them here in Omaha, but just please believe this might be the hood table from Omaha, but he will represent and talk to whether no matter where you are. North, south, east, west, midwest, the dirty. So yes, I mean this is a lot of good information. A lot of things I'm up here like, what? Like
right. I am learning a wealth of information here, and I
truly.
Truly.
And I wanted to ask you something about the boot camp. And we ain't gonna be on here much longer because we already been on here an hour. But I know with the boot camp you probably discuss things like copyright, branding, building their brand, the process and everything. Do you also and talk about contracts and things, but do you also as far as these artists are concerned, like also work with them on like style, stage present, things like that, or is that totally separate from what you do?
Well, we do that, and what I forgot to mention is at the end of the boot camp, I have a whole package.
Okay.
They want to work with every individual that's on the board with me. I created a package deal, and we're going to give them 50% off the regular price.
Okay.
If they want to work with us.
Okay.
For me, and people when they hear this and they watch your live, they're gonna think, "Oh my God."
That's what
look. The regular price to work with me is anywhere between $1,000 to $4,000 a month.
Whoa!
As a manager, as a person that will represent you as to a label, and let's make a clarification. Management companies don't put money behind artists. Management companies manages your business.
Okay.
Management companies make your business look bigger than what it really is.
Okay.
Okay. A record label puts money behind an artist.
Yeah. Okay.
Management company manages your business that you already have and give you strategic plans on how to grow your audience, how to grow your business.
And get the best from the label.
Exactly. Get the best bang for your buck.
I'm learning.
So and people say you're expensive. You get what you pay for.
True.
You get what you pay for. If you want a $200 manager, you're gonna get $200 worth of work.
Mm-hmm.
If you have a manager, and Courtney, if he's still on here, he can attest. He gets what he pays for.
Yeah.
He gets what he pays for. I deal with 45 to 50 people per day for one artist.
Wow.
I have to have meetings with the record label owner, with our marketing and promotion person, with our PR person, with the person who handles all of our media. I have to have meetings with our distribution people. This is what I do. I don't do this for fun. This is what I do.
And another benefit of you having a smaller company is the fact that people really feel valued. It's kind of like going to college and going to a huge university and going to like Metro, city college or something like that. And they don't get lost in the sauce. Like we see it on like the Love and Hip Hop shows, things like that, where artists will be with a management company. And management spends way more time with this one and this one for years, ain't doing nothing but sitting around. So
I'm sorry, and that's why a manager knows how to prioritize their artists. When I bring the new group on, they're also in quartet, but I won't bring them aboard until I get Courtney and the Chosen Few where they need to be.
Right.
When I get them to where I can kind of back off a little bit, then I will work with this next group. Or what I normally do, if I'm managing a country artist, a gospel artist, and an R&B artist all at the same time, I'm a leader that knows how to delegate authority.
Okay.
So what I'll do, I'll get another person that's on my management team to manage the country artists.
Okay.
To manage the R&B artists. I rarely, and I'm just being very honest because I have so much on my plate, I rarely personally manage groups or individuals. I normally bring them into my company, and then I sit down with my team to see who would be the best person to manage this group. But if I take on the group, you better believe they're going to get everything plus some when I manage them myself. And they're going to get that with my team as well.
Right.
They're going to get that with my team, but I put a personal intention on getting my artists to where they need to be. Even when they come to the label, me and Mr. Ledford, we sit down and say, will you be good for this person, or should I give them to this person? And I'm never jealous if he gives someone to somebody else.
Yeah.
Because I know my lane. I know what I'm successful at doing. I know what I'll have a hard time doing. And I'll say, Mr. Ledford, I can't do this one.
Right.
And I'll give him an explanation why I can't do it. It's not that I don't want to do it. I just don't think I have the tools to make them successful in that genre.
And that's doing a favor for the artists.
Exactly.
Exactly. You know, one thing I wanted to mention that I'm sure they appreciate. I had interviewed Courtney a few weeks ago, so I'm gonna drop the link in the comment section underneath if anybody want to see that interview, especially if they want to, hear about their group and their music. And I'm also gonna put all your contact information in there as well. But one thing I'm sure they appreciate, like how you were saying, you do have a lot of things on your plate as a manager, different groups and whatnot. Being that I know him personally, we went to high school together. We've been friends for years. I actually approached him personally. It was like, I want you to come on to the show. I want to interview y'all. See he coming out. He had told me then, he was like, sure. Now, at that time, I didn't know about the management. I didn't know about you. I didn't know the proper procedures because I don't know, I just didn't know. And he had told me that normally his manager, which is you, would prefer for people to go directly to you for interviews, for promotion, for shows, for concerts. And I was like, oh my bad, I'm so sorry. I was like all apologetic. And I'm like, oh my God, I went out the norm of the system. And he was like, yeah, he likes to take things off our back because he likes to make sure that we are only focused on our music, the things that we should be focused on, and all that other stuff, the interviews, the shows, the concert. He handles all the business that to take it off of their back. So that's what I like. I know they appreciate because I know managers, y'all do have a lot, that y'all, you know, your hands in a lot of different, you know. So
and that's our job. And some people say, well, they just want control. No, it's a proper protocol to everything.
Yeah.
And actually, I don't even handle the interviews anymore. Miss Hannah Crabtree, when I get requests for interviews, I send that to her.
Okay.
I let her handle that. Because my focus is making sure that their brand has the same imprint. It does not change.
Okay.
That's my job. My job is to, we have a whole social media team that monitors social media for them.
Okay.
You know, so Courtney told me, he said, man, he said, this is going to be hard because I'm used to doing everything myself. He's used to being I'm going to say the dictator of what's going on. But I told him in front of his family and in front of the guys, I said, as of today, you handle nothing. That's what I get paid to do.
Right.
I get paid to handle the stress.
Right.
Y'all don't need to be stressed out. I get paid to do that. I get paid if somebody trying to bash y'all on Facebook, I pay people to protect you at all costs.
Right.
You know, and that's what I do as a manager. I protect my artists at all costs. If you got somebody that's trying to interrupt what you got to do, they got to come see me.
Right.
You know, and in that moment, I'm going to act like Big Red.
Right.
Don't play with my artists. And he said, I'm a country boy, but I do work hard for my artists.
I know that's right, but that's important. That means a lot, because I talked to Courtney during the interview, and he talked about, you know, who he used to be with and all the problems they used to have, and he was like, I mean, and then at the pre-CD release concert, I mean, the emotion in his voice when he was testifying about, you know, that's another thing I love about their group. Is like you can see it's not just a gospel group. You can actually see that these men are religious. They believe in God. They're men of God. And when he was giving his story, you could just tell that what y'all doing with them right now is totally at 360 degrees from what they dealt with in the past.
Yeah.
So that says a lot. That says a lot.
It is. And, you know, when Courtney and I began to do business together, I told him from the jump street, I said, what you guys are used to doing and used to having, this is not it. And as you can see, I'm not even branding my company. You see the shirt that I have on?
Shows a few Omaha.
I'm branding my group. I'm branding my group, so I have their shirt on. But previously, they like I said, they were in a situation where they didn't see any growth. They didn't see the fruits of their labor. And my job was to come in and give them the fruit of their labor. Let them see the fruit of their labor. And that's what my job is, and that's what's going on right now.
That's awesome. That's awesome. I love their group. I love their album. I'm going to put all the links in there. I'm going to, after this is over, just send me everything that you want me to attach to this video, like your contact information, who they should contact for interviews, you know, your email, all that information, and also your boot camp information, because not only do I want people to be able to reach out to the group, or you know, to be able to you know, have them promote them to do different things or whatever, but also you specifically for management and for boot camp. So send me all that information and I'll attach it to the video so anybody can hit you up or reach out to you guys, because I'm
gonna say this openly right now. I am not looking to sign anyone right now, to management or anything. I'm not looking to sign anyone. We already have our group prospect for the next signing. That does not mean that I won't try to help. It's just, I'm saying this to everybody who's going to watch.
Right.
When she puts the links in the comments, please do not flood my inbox Don't flood my emails with music. Please don't do that. Please don't do that.
Ooh,
please don't do that.
I get
Please
it.
don't.
I get it.
Because at this moment, we're focused on two things: getting the Chosen Few Omaha where they need to be, and bringing this other group on and replicating what we've done for the Chosen Few. Does not mean I won't help if I can. Does not mean that I won't set a conference call with you. But it means that if you flood my inbox with music, if you flood my inbox with questions that I don't want to answer at the moment or don't have time to answer, they will get ignored. And I'm just being very, I believe in being a straight shooter.
Right.
I don't want to waste nobody's time. If you come to us and don't have a budget, you're coming to the wrong person. As an independent artist looking for management, if you don't have a budget, if your music is not clean, I don't want it. Because I'm dealing with clean music. We have an artist that's coming out real soon. I'm actually booking for her. Her name is Candy. Excuse me, Candy Willette. She has a new single coming out called Cloud 9. Also, I booked for a young lady, Lord Jesus, Blair Whitlow. She's a gospel artist. Her music is all over the place, so I booked for her. So if you guys are looking for R&B soul, if you're looking for another gospel artist to listen to, Blair Whitlow is an awesome worship leader. Oh my gosh, Blair Whitlow.
I'm gonna check that out.
Yes, Blair Whitlow, and like I said, Candy Willette. She's an R&B artist that I booked for. I'm in cahoots with her and Bird EMG, which is Miss Hannah Crabtree. I'm her booking agent. So if you're looking for anything like that, country artists, we have country artists too. One of our affiliate country artists just came off a tour with Amanda Pruitt. Amanda Pruitt is an awesome country worship leader. She has amazing testimony, amazing sound. So no, I just don't deal with African Americans. I deal with all different genres except for rap.
Cross all boundaries, all borders.
Yes.
I just want to clarify something. So I know you're not signing anybody right now, but the boot camp.
Yes. Anybody can sign up for the boot camp.
Okay.
I don't care what genre you are. Everything that I'm going to teach and the people that I have on the board that's going to teach is across the board, from reggae to R&B, the gospel, the country, to Latin music, whatever. Everything that we're going to teach is across the board.
Okay.
Everything we're going to teach across the board. It's $50 for registration. It will be due. Registration is due as soon as possible. I limited it to 30 people.
Okay.
And I'm going to be very honest. I have 4 slots left.
Okay.
I have 4 slots left.
They better jump on them spots.
Yeah. I limited it to 30 people because I wanted to be intimate. I want to know everybody's name. I want to know everybody's story, what they're trying to do. And again, we will have a package deal to where we work with one artist out of that boot camp or 2 artists out of that boot camp that can afford the package. And they're going to get
certificates at the end.
Yeah, they'll get the certificate of completion. And once they pass the quiz, they'll get everything that they can hang up on their wall and be proud to know that even if they don't sign with Divine Purpose Music Group and Cool Fever Records, they can go somewhere and know the business side of what they're getting ready to get into.
And that's the most important part. And for $50, 4 spots left. Boy, you lucky I don't sound better than I do. People be like, oh, you can be in the choir. I don't sound that great to be on a record though, but if I did, I would.
You know what? I encourage people that want to know the record label business. You don't have to be an artist.
They're going to be managers or something like that.
Exactly. And what I want to, I'm going to talk to Mr. Ledford. I'm even going to probably try to offer internships for people who want to be managers, for people who want to be record label owners, people who want to do production and stuff like that. I'm probably going to offer internships so you can learn what we do and how we do, and how to properly construct a contract, how to properly deal with a promoter. Like the show, the kickoff concert in Omaha on July 25th. The label is putting that on.
Okay.
So I have to come up a week early as the manager to make sure things are done. You know, this is going to be a red carpet event. Omaha, Nebraska has not had a red carpet event for gospel artists in God knows when.
And I will be there. I'm waiting on my press passes. I'm waiting on my hood table press passes.
We need those.
You know, so they've had for secular, they've had for all of that, but they have not had a red carpet event for the gospel industry.
I know. This is so exciting.
So what we
Well, my church sang in Cleveland.
I can't hear you.
I said when my church sang with James Cleveland, I believe they did.
Oh wow!
Okay.
They sang No Way Star.
Okay.
One of my faves.
What, Karma? Are you in Omaha?
Yes, I am.
Okay. What's the name of your church?
Salem Baptist Church.
Okay. This is what I'm gonna do for Salem Baptist Church. If your church wants to come, I'll give them the church rate of $10 per ticket.
Oh,
if your church wants to come, if they want general admission, I will give 50 tickets at $10 a piece for our event.
I will definitely pass that information on, and I appreciate it.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. So the label is putting on this event. It's going to be a red carpet event. All of the artists, the Gothic Links of they're from Little Rock, Arkansas. They're going to be there.
Okay.
The Airettes from Junction City, Kansas.
Oh, I love them. I love them.
You've seen them at the pre-CD release.
Yes.
They're going to be there. And the Chosen Few of Omaha is the headliner for that event. Okay. So you're going to have VIP meet and greet. The VIP meet and greet. VIPs get to be interviewed on the red carpet. All of the artists are going to be interviewed on the red carpet. Okay. All of the VIPs are check in and get their lanyards with their badges, things of that nature. VIP will have their own parking spaces. So they have an hour meet and greet before the show with the artists. Okay. Courtney and them are going to sign posters at the meet and greet, take pictures, the whole 9 yards. Then you have the general admission and all of that stuff. CDs will be on hand for sale. I believe we will have hard copies of Get Right on hand, so they can purchase those on hand. So it's going to be a good time.
Now, since I'll be with the press, am I VIP?
Yes.
I'm okay. Yes. So I can bring my CD out my car, and I can.
Yes, the one that I promised you that you can get signed.
Yes. And have them sign it. You know, I'm gonna do it the right way. We got.
Yes. Yes.
I'm gonna try to stay in my lane this time.
Yes. Yes. So it's gonna be a great event. We're gonna make it like the movies. We're gonna have spotlights and lights everywhere and all this other stuff.
Oh, I'm gonna put on my girls.
Yeah. We're gonna have we're having a backdrop made for the red carpet for the Chosen Few. So it's going to be really, really, really nice. It's going to be really nice.
They deserve it. They really
yes, they do.
They've been working hard. They deserve it. Yes.
Yes, ma'am. We're going to be at the Prince of Peace Baptist Church. That's where that's going to be held at. So we look forward to everybody coming out. I will suggest that when the tickets go on sale, that people get their tickets as soon as I put them on sale.
Well, I'm gonna be spreading the word. You already know. I got you.
Yeah, because I think the venue holds 220.
Okay.
So I believe it's with Courtney and the Chosen Few following in Omaha. It's gonna sell out quick. It's gonna sell out real quick.
Mm-hmm. They have a large following already. Yeah.
Yeah. Where we had the pre-CD release, their whole church is coming. The church that we had the pre-CD release at, their whole church is coming.
My church.
Yeah, Pastor
That's my church. Greater New Hope.
Yes. Greater New Hope. Pastor Rollison said the whole church is coming out to support them. and Courtney and them have a huge following from Kansas City, Omaha, and the surrounding states. That people, I believe we have a couple of people coming from California.
All right,
this is gonna be huge.
Yeah. So I believe we have a couple of people coming from California. I know Mr. Ledford. He's going to be there with his wife. I'm going to be there with my wife as the label reps. I'm coming a week early. I don't know if my wife coming with me a week early, but I'm coming a week early. So I'll be there that Sunday before the show to make sure things are correct. So just be ready. That's all I'm gonna say. Just be ready.
I'm ready.
Be ready. Yeah.
Now I just gotta learn all the words to the songs. To all the songs.
It ain't gonna take us long. They might have to try down. We're gonna do the same.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
It's gonna be a great time.
Forest Lawn, right?
I'm sorry.
I was asking Tanya, is Prince of Peace is the one down there by Forest Lawn, right?
That way down North 30th Street?
No,
I don't know the exact address. Hold on one second.
By the cemetery, ain't it?
Yes, by the cemetery.
Yeah, way down North 30th. It's at 78 18. Actually, yeah, it's at Raven Oaks. That church. Okay. 78
Raven Oaks.
Yep, 7818 Raven Oaks Drive. I know exactly which church it is now.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. We're gonna your pastor got on me. Why you ain't bring the concert back to my church? I had to tell him. I said, Pastor, the church, we needed a bigger venue.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
And we got a nice size church, but you definitely need something bigger.
Yeah. So, I look forward to it. Again, a big shout out to Mr. Tim Ledford. He has put his vision in my hands as the VP of the label. He's put his vision in my hands, and I'm running full force with it. I love that man. That man he has allowed me to shine in doing what I do for the chosen few. And I'm so ever grateful that he trusts me to do so. And same thing with Courtney and his wife and the guys of the chosen few. I tell them all the time, I appreciate them trusting me with their vision and helping bring their vision to pass. I really do. I appreciate them 110%.
A great thing to having a manager is for them to see your vision and try to help you fulfill it.
Right.
Exactly. Well, I thank you
Carmel Diva
for coming on tonight.
You ain't got no questions for me.
She didn't have none.
I'm listening. I'm absorbing. You know
what?
I
think she asked one.
I've asked questions, but you know what? Because I kind of sort of have some dealings with some music industry people, I kind of knew. And so that's why I just wanted you to fully explain. Like, if you'd have called me 20 years ago, I'd have been trying to sign up with you, but
back in my heyday.
Right, the voice done changed quite a bit. But I wanted to learn and observe, and I wanted to make sure that your message got across and that it wasn't misunderstood by me asking stupid questions.
No question is stupid.
No.
Oh no, there are some, but
you always say that. Yeah, there is. You always say that.
No, there's no stupid question, and I think that's what artists are afraid of, is asking questions.
Bingo.
Yeah.
And I was taught in school, a stupid question is a question not asked,
and a closed mouth don't get fed.
Well, no, I tell my kids even a genius asks questions. So
yes, ma'am.
Really? Like, I'm that person in class who get on people's nerves, because if I don't understand, don't let it be math. If I don't understand it, we ain't leaving this class. Ain't nobody.
You gonna have to stay after school. I'm not staying in class with you.
Lots to go. It's just been so fun and so enlightening, and I learned a lot. I'm sure a lot of people watching learned a lot. Karma Diva learned a lot. And I hope that everybody especially who not only artists, but people who might be wanting to be maybe a music lawyer, maybe a music manager, maybe a label manager, maybe a producer, maybe, any part of that, or going to school for music, got something out of this interview.
Right.
And again, you have 4 spots left. Only $50 for a 6-week boot camp. That's incredible. And if they want it, they better jump on it.
Amen to that. Amen to that.
And I'm going to put all your information in there so they can contact you about the boot camp. And as far as if they want to get any of your groups for shows or anything like that. So yeah.
Okay.
We are booked. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Carmel.
No, I wanted you to go ahead. Go ahead.
Oh, we are booking for 2020, 2021. I'm sorry.
Ooh, already? Ooh.
Because of COVID-19.
Oh,
we
yeah.
We had to push a lot of shows back. Before COVID-19 hit, we were already booked out until December already. And we had to cancel some major shows. We are actually playing at the Princess Theater in Decatur, Alabama. The Princess Theater is the historic Princess Theater. So that is one theater that is not owned by Rock Nation.
All right now.
That is not owned by Rock Nation. But they have a lot of history with the theater. Many people have graced that stage. And we are one of the very few, very lucky and blessed to be able to gauge that stage. So what we're doing, we're trying to do fill-in dates for the tour, because I'm booking a national tour for 2021. So what I want to do, I want to fill in dates with people who are calling now. We're going to fill in the off dates with churches and things of that nature.
Okay, cool.
You are looking for talent. Don't forget to come to Omaha. We are full of talent.
Yeah.
I love Omaha. And by driving Celebrity Tour Bus, I've been through there many times, and there are a lot of great talent. It is a lot of great talent in Omaha.
Some of them just need the right direction, though.
Right. But you know what's going to happen? Wind up happening. I'm going to be very honest with you. People that have been burnt don't trust, and when they don't trust, a new kid, I'm almost like a new kid on the block to them.
Right.
And coming in offering professional services that are proven to work, they're still going to be scared of it.
Right.
They're still going to be scared of it because they've been burnt so many times. Like the Airettes. When I seen them at the pre-CD release concert, I told Marcus, who is the lead singer of the Airettes' husband, I said, I want them.
They are the bomb. Listen, those ladies are the, when that one kicked off them shoes.
That's Marcus of the Chosen Few. That's his wife.
That's his wife, right? Yes,
that's his wife.
They fired. They fired.
But check this. The first thing they said was, "We've been burnt by a label before." So a lot of people, and you have to, and I know we got to get off. You have to look at something. What's happening with Courtney and the Chosen Few of Omaha is going to make history with the quartet world.
Yes.
Not a lot of quartets, except for like the Lee Williams and the Five Blind Boys of Alabama. A lot of them have not been signed to record labels who've actually done them correctly.
True.
And with Courtney and the Chosen Few, we're going to make history because not only has their record label and their management company backed them 110%, they have gotten them to the top where they should have been a long time ago. You follow what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So now people are taking notice to this, and they're saying, "Who's this new kid on the block coming into the quartet world?"
All right.
And making a difference.
And they coming up that chart like they smoking the chart.
So this is the thing. I don't, and Courtney and them, they say this to me all the time. They call me boss man. I don't move with the crowd. I think outside the box.
All right.
Like we have a country song right now called Nashville, and it's on Triumphant.
It's good too. It's good too.
We have a country song called Nashville.
I was shocked when I heard it, when I was listening to it, and I heard this twang. I wasn't. Hold on.
See, that's
I'm like, all right.
Yeah.
That's part of the country music I can't get past is the twang.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful song.
we are one of very few quartet groups that have played at the House of Blues.
Oh, that's wonderful.
So we move against. We don't go with the grain. We go against the grain because going against the grain shows that we don't. How can I say this professionally?
You making your own lane.
No, not only that. We don't want the same crowd. We want a crossover crowd.
Right. That's what you
because truth be no, I can't say that. I can't say that because we live.
Okay, don't say it then. Don't say
Come on.
No. It's hard. It's hard to deal with a certain group of people because they're tight.
I got you. We hear
they don't want to give what that person is worth. They don't want to give what that person is worth. So they try to shortchange what's going on.
I feel you.
Gotta know your value.
So when you get that crossover crowd that actually loves your music, you won't have a problem getting what you deserve.
The levels that you can reach once you cross over.
Right.
And every gospel group can't do that. Every gospel group can't do that. Like Kurt Franklin. Crossing all borders, boundaries. Every gospel group can't do that. And when I listen to the record, I might be dragging it out. Y'all just gotta listen to it and buy the record. You can take my word for it or not, but I mean, they got the country, they got the traditional gospel, then they got the outside the box. It's like the whole album is awesome. And again, it's been in my CD player for like 2 weeks now. I'll be playing it every day. I know my rap, gospel, and R&B, so I'm pretty broad, but
and that's what we chose to do because we didn't want to stay in the box. Traditional quartet music is in a box,
right?
And when you think outside of that box, your potential is limitless. And I say that to any artist, not just gospel, any artist.
Yeah.
Look at Missy Elliott. Missy Elliott thought outside the box. When she started doing all the videos with the moon outfits on and all
super duper fly.
Exactly. She thought outside the box.
Right.
Yeah.
And look what happened. She blew up when she thought outside the box.
And a lot of people didn't believe in a lot of her vision till she just kept on exceeding, more than they expected. Then they was like, okay, what you want to do? Yep. What kind of suit you gonna wear this time?
Right. Right.
So
right.
Right.
Yeah. Right. So you have to, and again, that's our job as management. That's our job as a label. That's our job as creative directors. That's our job as marketing and promotion. That's our job. Our job is to make the artist think outside the box.
Right. And another big difference between independent and a major
record label. You have a lot of say so in your creativity.
Right. More hands on. Yep.
Because an artist, when Courtney and them come to me with something, I rarely tell them no. I say, if that's what you want to do, let's brainstorm on how we can make this work.
Okay.
And if we can make it, if it works, it works. If it doesn't, let's hold off. Let's put that on the back burner. Let's use what's working right now.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so we study other groups, we study what they do, and we put our own twist to it.
Yeah.
So if this is working like the Clark sisters tonight, they can't. Their movie premiered tonight.
Mm-hmm.
There was a lot of secrets that was
I can't
revealed
wait
in
to
the
watch
beginning
it.
of the movie.
I know I gotta watch it. I can't wait to watch
But
it when we get a.
Yes.
but the Clark sisters have set themselves up for their next dimension.
Mm-hmm.
You follow what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
that's what we have to do in our lane. Everything we make after Triumphant is going to supersede Triumphant because now people are expecting a certain sound from us.
Yes, that's true.
So if we don't produce that sound, we lose people.
Right. Right. That's true. It's like they people always expect more, but they also in a sense don't want you to go too over. You know what I'm saying? Like for example, Monica. She's known for her R&B. As soon as she start getting into the with the rappers and that kind of stuff, people's like, hold on, wait a minute. Wait a minute. We don't like that, Monica.
Right.
Like some of these gospel artists, and I'm not gonna lie, between being here in Omaha and growing up in, being in Texas too, down there in Texas, my church down there, that's that hand clapping, foot stomping, old school.
What church were you a part of in Texas? What part of Texas?
Tyler, Texas.
Okay.
And,
my parents are pastors in Houston.
Oh, okay. I lived in Houston for a minute.
Okay, my mom and dad are pastor, Apostle and Prophetess Unity and Pastor Shahid of the Altar Worship Center. We're connected to Pastor Keon Henderson.
Okay. So in Tyler, my church is Greater Hopewell Valley Baptist Church. But when I was in Houston, I went to a Good News Church.
Okay. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Well, that's awesome. That's awesome. This has been a great interview. Absolutely great. And I enjoyed it immensely. I truly appreciate you for blessing us with your presence and, coming onto our channel to school the people.
Okay.
And
we did diploma tonight. Can I get my diploma?
I know. I feel like I've been to school, but I know that in the boot camp is more in depth, and you prepare them for everything that they need to know way before they decide how much money they think they want, how much money they think they worth, how much money it's valuable information. Thank you.
I'm gonna be honest with you. If you attend the boot camp, I could almost probably guarantee you that when you get done with the boot camp, you're going to say, I wish I could start over. Mm-hmm. I wish I could start over. Because, the people that I've asked to be on, Herb O'Neill, I think he's still on the line. Herb O'Neill owned a multi-million-dollar record label.
Oh, wow.
He owned a multi-million-dollar record label. And I honestly look at Herb as my mentor. And when I say that, because Herb would tell me things and he gets into a father mode. I call him the old CEO. But he teaches me things and I use them to my advantage. And I love Herb and I have been friends for a long time, and I tell him all the time, I appreciate the fact that you want to help educate me, and I don't know everything. Now, don't get it. I know a lot, but I don't know everything. And when I have a person like Herb O'Neill in my corner, and say, Douglas, you have to think about this way. Because it's not going to benefit the artist if you do it this way. And we've gotten to, and I see him comment.
He's in the chat. He said, "Leave me alone, man. Laugh out loud."
Look, we have gotten. Listen, we literally have gotten into full blown. I done peed him off, and he done peed me off. And dude, I'm gonna talk to you later. But then we come back, and I say, Herb, you know what? I have to say, dude, you made a lot of sense.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of the success with the chosen few has been me taking advice from somebody who's been there.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, literally, this dude, his company was worth well over $50 million.
Ooh.
He has literally
doing the thing.
He's taken me to another dimension. I don't like to say moving in levels. He's taken me to another dimension in my thinking process with the music industry. Mr. Ledford, he's taken me to a different dimension because of what they know, and they're adding to my knowledge. So when I bring the next artist, I don't make the same mistakes I made before.
Right.
And I think that's a huge thing. I have a saying: mentors, proteges want what the mentor has learned. Parasites want what's in the mentor's hand. I don't want to be a parasite. I want to be a protege.
Now that speaks volumes.
I want to be able to sit at my mentor's feet and that's what I do with my spiritual parents. Even though I'm a consecrated apostle, when I'm in the presence of my parents, my title drops and I become their son. And I sit and I absorb the knowledge that they have. It only makes me a better person. It makes me a better leader. It makes me a better business person. My mom and dad own 12 businesses. I own 5. So it helps me learn what to do, what not to do. I had to be around millionaires so I knew how they walked, knew how they talked, knew how they dressed. You know, I'm gonna be very honest with you. Before I became a business owner, I would go in the street looking any kind of way.
Yeah.
I would go and go outside looking any kind of way. But when I began to hang with millionaires don't go out without their shoes shine.
You got a whole new walk.
You understand what I'm saying? So it's a mindset shifting, you know, and that's with artists. If you have the mindset that you have to be in the street, your music is going to be probably garbage because you're in the street trying to hustle. When it's time to get in the studio and make some money and make that music, you have not appreciated your craft. You have not perfected, or you're not perfecting your craft. You understand what I'm saying? That's like Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan had to perfect his craft every day to become the greatest NBA player of all time. It didn't happen overnight. It took time. And that's what we have to learn in this industry. You have to look out for crooks. You have to perfect your craft, and you have to know the business side of the music industry before you get involved in it.
It's a lot of grinding. It's a lot of, and you got to have patience, dedication, motivation.
Patience ain't the word. Listen, I'm learning patience right now because I'm ready for Triumphant to be released to the nation, and it ain't working in my favor.
Be patient, my brother.
Right. I'm having to put the brakes on and say, wait a minute. Listen, it's not time yet. Because those who listen to Get Right, those who listen to actually the lyrics of Get Right, is what we're going through right now in America.
True.
It's the lyrics alone make the song worth number 1.
It does.
The music, the lyrics alone make the song worth putting on repeat and keep listening and keep listening. You can't do that to everybody's music.
You sure can't. It's not too much where you find albums these days where you like every song on the album.
Not true. I ain't got nothing past like 2009. Ain't that far.
Listen. You need to, Carmel Diva. If you pay $10, I am not even gonna charge you full price for the album. Send me $10. I'll send you the album. And when you get the album, you're gonna say, "Oh my God.
I promise you.
Listen. If you don't like the album, I will give you your $10 back.
Oh no.
She gonna like it.
I like most gospel music though. I can say that.
Yeah.
Like I said, there are certain, but I like most gospel music, so I ain't gonna send it back. I'm gonna keep it.
I'm telling
That's
you,
Omaha. That's Omaha. I gotta support Omaha. That's Omaha. So
And then go to the red carpet event, and we gonna get it signed by.
Exactly.
I cannot wait. My first red carpet. I'm like, I'm so excited. I'm so excited. Like for all of you, though. I mean, I know a lot of what the chosen few has been through over the past years, and they have been grinding since like almost like high school. They've been grinding their butts off, and then gained a lot of followers, a lot of people who believed in them, and have their back all along. So they were blessed to be in the right place and the right time to meet the right people, and that's
Amen.
what I believe that you do or you can do to a lot of other people, especially with your boot camp. So yeah, again, 4 spots left, y'all. 4 spots left. Now after the boot camp, is it going to be like 6 weeks on, then you take breaks, then you start another boot camp, or how is that going to work? You think?
I don't know. Just and I'm gonna be very honest. It depends on COVID-19.
Okay.
It depends on COVID-19.
Yeah.
If COVID-19 lets up, we're going to be on the road. Like literally, we have. You know what? That's my fault. I didn't pull up our calendar, but literally from the first week in May, all the way to December, we're booked. So I'm going to be on the road. Now, if I get an overwhelming response and say, "Hey, we want this boot camp again," I'll do it. I definitely will. But I want to do something the next time. I want to do it live and in person. Because I think that will be, if the first one is very successful, I may do one live and in person. And what greater place to do it than the Music City, Nashville? What greater place to do it in Nashville?
Yeah.
So and I will limit that one too, because we like to ask a lot of questions. We like to lollygag around. But I'll probably limit that one to 100 people.
Okay.
But that one will be a whole lot more than $50. So it's going to be a great thing. It's going to be it's well needed. In all industry, it's well needed, and I think that's why God gave me the vision to do it. And one thing, Courtney will tell you, any artist that I work with, I always seek God's direction before I do anything. Because I have to make sure that we're strategic.
Okay. Now, do you, as far as the, I'm looking at your tour dates right now. The first one is, of course, you have some in Oklahoma. You have one in Louisiana, Omaha, Georgia, Alabama. So y'all hitting a lot of different locations.
Yes.
I'm going to put the link also to you guys' Facebook fan page, your Facebook business page, so people can follow you. They can have all the information on your upcoming events and your concerts, your tours, and all that kind of stuff too. So I'm gonna make sure I put that link in there.
Thank you so much.
Awesome, no problem. The Hood Table is 100% supports the chosen food. 100%.
Thank you. And we're gonna have to come back and do the Untold Secret. We're gonna have to come back and do that.
Okay. All right.
Well, you know my story. We have to come back and do that. You
know what? I was gonna hit you about that, and I was like, "Nah, we're gonna focus on this one right now. Focus on this show." But that one, we're gonna have to hook up, and we're gonna have to figure out a date around your schedule so we can go ahead and do that, because that's gonna be a very important show as well.
Yes,
Yeah.
definitely. We definitely have to do that. Definitely have to do that.
Oh, one more thing before you go. I want you to talk about your books. Like, you got books out there that you're working on. Do you have? I know we spoke a little bit about your books, but do you have any already out for sale, like on the shelves, or are you still working on in the process?
No, I actually retracted both books that I did have out.
Okay.
I retracted those because I need to do rebranding on them.
Okay.
The first book I had out was called Understanding the Traits of Jezebel.
Mm-hmm.
I wrote that book. I wrote that book being married to Jezebel, being in love with Jezebel, and not knowing Jezebel was taking my secrets to destroy me.
Oh, okay.
That was the first. That was the first book I released, and the second book I released was the first part of a 3-part series called The Untold Secret. And that's my book talking. I'm a product of molestation and rape. And actually, if you look on YouTube, look under The Untold Secret, you'll see actually the book trailer for it. I have over 19,000 views on the book trailer.
And that's actually what we're going to have the show about. The next show with him. Yeah.
So I talk about being molested by my biological mother and my uncle in that series of books. The first book is called The Untold Secret, Where It All Began. Book number 2 is called The Untold Secret, Going Home, a Place I've Never Been Before. And the last book is called The Untold Secret, Delivered to be a Deliverer. So I'm currently working on those. The Traits of Jezebel I should have out by next year. I need to do some rebranding on that.
Okay.
I'll actually send you the book cover to that in your inbox.
Awesome.
I need to rebrand those. I actually have 8 other books that's actually written but not released yet as well.
Yeah.
I do a lot of demonology books because I believe in the church we have so many different spirits operating, and we don't know what they are. So we get beat up because we don't know what spirit is operating. So I have a book on the spirit of Python, the spirit of Belial, the spirit of Atalia, who is Jezebel's daughter, the spirit of Python, Belial, the spirit of Ichabus, and the spirit of Succubus, which are sexual demons. I have books on all of those that are already written. I just have not released them yet.
Okay. Well, I am anxious. I'm looking forward to discussing that with you. The secret, because
what you got to say?
I just wanted to apologize when you said your secret. I started laughing because I thought that you were saying, you were going to do some expose and this and that. I had no idea that you were talking about basically an autobiography.
It's okay.
So I must apologize.
No, you're fine. You're fine.
But that is going to be a great show because, as we have spoken already a little bit about that, there's a thing with men who really don't want to talk about that.
And I must thank you for speaking out on that. I have been a big proponent of that. I don't personally know of any males that have been molested, but as a former healthcare worker, that was something that I did see sometimes, and I was glad that they were able to tell their story, to get it out, to seek help. And I want more men who have been through that to not feel that they are less than a man if that happens to them. It's not their fault. Just like we tell the girls, it's not their fault.
Yeah,
exactly.
So I want to thank you for speaking up and speaking out.
Yes, ma'am. I think a lot of people think it's their fault, and we have to realize that our innocence. We were innocent when this happened.
Yeah,
right.
So I was molested from the age of 3 to the age of 16. Now I'm gonna put a twist on it. Then we can leave.
Okay.
I was molested from the age of 3 to the age of 16, but I started preaching when I was 15. I pastored my first church at the age of 17.
What? Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Wow. Wow. I can't wait till we have that interview because some things that you said remind me of somebody else who went through similar thing, and some of it happened at church, and they started preaching at 17 years old. So some similar things. And yeah, I can't wait. Okay. We'll talk about that later.
Yes.
Because that's going to be a really yeah, that's going to be a interview that a lot of people are going to want to watch. So yeah. Okay. Well, with that being said, let's leave on a good note.
Okay.
I want to tell everybody have a blessed and safe and happy Resurrection Sunday.
Amen.
Be blessed. Be safe.
Amen.
Well.
Remember, and if you can give one word of advice, if you just like one last minute word of advice to any up and coming artists, no matter what sector,
it would be loyal to who you are. Be loyal to who you are. Don't change just to fit in. Be yourself. If you don't do anything else, be yourself. Know who you are. Know your strategy, and be loyal to your strategy.
Awesome. Great words of advice. And Carmel Diva, I'm sorry I had interrupted you. Go ahead with what you were saying about Easter and social distancing.
I was just saying, have a blessed Resurrection Sunday. Everybody be safe, be smart, follow the social distancing, continue with the hand washing, and doing everything else you're supposed to be doing, keeping your houses clean, using antibacterial soaps and sanitizers. If you don't have that, go old school. Bleach, ammonia, rubbing alcohol.
But not all together.
Can I say something real quick?
No.
Well, I want to say something. I'm gonna say something on that real quick.
Yeah, go ahead.
Do not use antibacterial soap.
Oh.
I'll tell you why.
Okay.
Antibacterial soap washes away the good bacteria that we need to fight this virus. So don't use antibacterial soap.
I'm glad
you away the good bacteria. So don't use that. But I have a funny question for everybody. Then we're gonna cut this live off.
Okay.
Funny question for everybody.
Go ahead.
Why wasn't everybody this clean before the virus came about?
You know what?
I got a meme that said I've been what did it say? I've been washing I'm so old school, I've been washing with my soap and water since before COVID-19. So
and people like everybody trying to find a tissue, but all the water in the store, all the soap in the store.
Y'all wasn't doing this before yet. Oh, this is a new novelty for y'all. Okay.
A very new novelty.
All right, y'all. Good night. Be blessed.
Thank you, Herb. He says to you all. Thank you so much, y'all. And on that note, I want to thank everybody for tuning in today. I want to thank Doug for coming on the show today and giving us some very important, valuable information on the music business. And everybody, make sure you hit the like button, share the video out, especially if you know of anyone who wants to go into the music field or might already be in the music field. So share the live out. Make sure you subscribe to the Hood Table. Make sure you hit that notification bell. Show us some support. Show us some love, and we will give it right back. All right, y'all. Well, on that note, everybody, we're going to go out on our song, and y'all make sure y'all have a wonderful Easter. Be safe. Be blessed.
You don't need Netflix, you don't need cable. Hop on YouTube, welcome to the Hood Table, where we chop up local and global events vocally. You don't really want to miss out on these conversations. Just joke a little, laugh a little, get that wine in your system for your glass a little. Expose current events,
talk trash a little.
You never know, these opinions might
flash a little. Hey, thanks for tuning in.
uninvited, bet your friends watching in the
Thank
house.
y'all.
Parking lot
Before you clocking out.
Don't wanna miss a second. But it's
Don't worry, you can see tomorrow though if you want to.
Say so.
It's an open invitation, bring it to the
Welcome
table.
to the table.
You come white, just know we ain't buying in. We gon' probably turn you back until you start try again.
Hey, welcome to the
hood table. You don't need Netflix.
You don't need cable.
Yeah.
Welcome to the hood table.
You don't need Netflix.
You don't need cable. Hey, good night, my beautiful co-hosts.
Good night, my love.
Love you guys.
Bye
See you
bye.
later. Hi, my beautiful co-hosts. We out of here. Deuces. One love. Bye bye.